I'm spiraling! I'm spiraling!
What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about anxiety.
Hello?
No, not you. Well, sort of. I'm going to be ranking every panic attack in animated movies and television. But first, a little bit of background. You see, when Puss in Boots came out in 2022, the film was highly praised for its dynamic art style and excellent storytelling. One scene in particular, where Puss is suffering from a panic attack, was especially praised for how well it handled the material and how sensitively and accurately it portrayed the feelings of a panic attack. Before this scene, panic attacks were often treated as something that people needed to snap out of, with other characters slapping them to get them to snap out of their panic attack.
I gotta get out of here! Stewie, calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Here, Brian, let me handle this. Calm down. Everything's gonna be all right.
Chris, you're wanted on the phone. Everything's gonna be all right.
Obviously, this doesn't work in real life, so people really appreciated how Puss in Boots handled the situation realistically instead of making it a joke. So, naturally, the internet made it a joke. The phrase, realistic depiction of a panic attack in animation, became a meme online, with many people referencing other movies where characters appeared to be experiencing a panic attack. Everything from the Mario movie to the Spiderverse short film, and even the Paw Patrol movie. That brings us to today, where we have the most successful animated movie of all time, Inside Out 2, where the main antagonist is literally anxiety, and the climax of the film revolves around Riley experiencing a panic attack. So I'm gonna go through every animated panic attack I can find and definitively rate them from worst to best. But before I do, if you've been enjoying my content, please give me a like and subscribe. I'm a small YouTuber, so every little bit means a lot. Thank you so much. Now, let's get ranking.
Scale of 1 to 10, I give this day an F.
Okay, coming in last place is the internet's favorite TV show, Mindy Kaling's Velma. In this scene, Velma is freaking out and having a panic attack and seeing ghosts. And honestly, it looks pretty good. All the artists who worked on this show did a great job. The problem is the writing. You see, Daphne sees Velma freaking out, and instead of talking to her or telling her to catch her breath, she decides to start making out with her, which is not how you stop someone from having a panic attack.
Do you have a question, Kelly?
Yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number 1, how dare you?
It's a Mario.
The Super Mario Bros. Movie. I included this one because a lot of people were using it in the whole realistic depiction of a panic attack meme. But I went back and rewatched the scene, and he's not really having a panic attack. Bowser just smashed him into a car and then tail whips him through the window of a pizza shop. And he's just catching his breath after getting completely destroyed. Still better than Velma, though.
I'm gonna wreck it!
At number 13, we have Wreck-It Ralph. In this scene, Fix-It Felix and Sergeant Calhoun are sinking into literal Nestle Nesquik branded quicksand. And Felix is rightfully freaking out. And then Calhoun does the classic, get a hold of yourself, and backhands the heck out of Felix. And we don't love that. But luckily, Felix has a magic hammer that can fix any domestic abuse, so they get out of there, and we get one of the internet's favorite ships.
So, being a ladybug automatically makes me a girl!
I saw this scene from Miraculous Ladybug being brought up a lot, and yeah, it does look like a realistic depiction of a panic attack. She has all the signs of a panic attack: heavy breathing, shaking, tight body language. It's shot with some extreme close-ups and Dutch angles to help elevate her feelings. It checks all the boxes, but I don't think it's anything miraculous.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Paw Patrol the movie. This was a big one in all the memes, so I checked it out. And yes, Chase the police puppy does in fact suffer from a panic attack. He's on a zipline mission when suddenly time slows down, showing his increased heart rate. He looks down and we get an epic zoom dolly shot, showing his feelings of nausea, and he is breathing heavily, all signs of a panic attack. Eventually his puppy friend comes up to comfort him and take him down in her helicopter. And overall, yes, this was a surprisingly realistic depiction of a panic attack. But also, a cab, so you don't get to be in the top 10.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
At number 10, we have the Owl House. In this scene, Hunter and Luce are transported back to the Owl House after learning some messed up stuff about Hunter's creator, Emperor Belos. The scene is treated very realistically, with no crazy camera angles or anything, as Hunter begins to hyperventilate. Also, Ida does everything right in this situation when dealing with someone experiencing a panic attack. She tells everyone to give them space, reminds Hunter to breathe, and calmly extends a hand to Hunter. But it's all too much, and Hunter runs off. At number 9, we have the new Spiderverse short film, A Spider Within, A Spiderverse Story. In this short, Miles is having anxiety from the pressures of being Spider-Man, and his schoolwork, and a teenager in high school. His anxiety is personified as a shadow version of himself with yellow eyes, and later, a giant shadowy spider, and finally, a bunch of spiders crawling all over him. In the end, he's able to calm himself, and he takes a walk with his dad. It's definitely a creative and visually well done short, but I don't think it really does anything new that we haven't seen from Spiderverse, and it all resolves kind of easily and out of nowhere. Spider-Man 3 did it better.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Okay, this is a short one, but I thought it was really well done. They depict Moon Girl's panic attack through the audio of her repeating thoughts of not being good enough, and they visualize those thoughts as raindrops, filling up a black and white scribbly brain fog, eventually overtaking her. Really good stuff.
What time is it?
At number 7, I have Adventure Time. And while there's a lot of great scenes from throughout the show that I could have picked, I chose this scene from the opening of the Adventure Time special, Together Again. This scene is sort of a dream sequence where Finn sees Jake melt away, and this brings on his panic attack. And the acting and the animation is really good in this scene. His face turns red, he gets all sweaty and starts overheating and taking his clothes off before he wakes up as an old man in the afterlife. This is a great special. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it.
He left his family behind!
In the Steven Universe Future episode, Growing Pains, Steven is not feeling well after Connie rejected his marriage proposal, so he goes to the doctor for the first time in years to get checked out. The doctor asks Steven if he's experienced anything bad, and Steven thinks back on all the times he's been in perilous and traumatic situations throughout the entire run of the show. The doctor explains that all of those experiences stay with you in your body, and then thinking back on his recent rejection from Connie, he begins to have a panic attack, which manifests as him glowing pink and growing uncontrollably. Eventually, Steven's dad shows up, and Steven is able to talk about his feelings, and Steven's dad helps him calm down, and he returns to his normal size. This is a great episode, and it successfully recontextualizes everything we've seen in the show before, and deepens Steven's character. And they're able to be creative with the depiction of the panic attack, thanks to Steven's magical gym powers.
There's Jessie the yodeling cowgirl.
Okay, this one definitely gets bonus points for being the earliest depiction on this whole list. In Toy Story 2, when Jessie is confronted with the idea of having to be put back into storage, she legitimately has a panic attack, breathing heavy, holding her chest, and even hitting herself in the head. This fear of storage is brought back later in the short film Toy Story of Terror, where Jessie has to face her biggest fear and put herself into a box to help her friends, where she suffers from another panic attack. This one's really well done too. We hear her heart racing, we get a nice zoom dolly shot, and we have very dramatic lighting. She's able to calm herself down by repeating the phrase, "Jessie never gives up, Jessie finds a way." And in real life, repeating a mantra can actually help someone experiencing a panic attack. So, bonus points for that. At number 4, we have BoJack Horseman. BoJack as a show covers a lot of mental health issues throughout its 6-season run. In this scene, Hollyhock is experiencing a panic attack at a party. We hear the accelerated heartbeat, the heavy breathing, but then this guy Pete comes up to her and instructs her to look around the room and name what she sees. And this actually helps calm her down. This is what's known as a grounding technique and can actually help people when experiencing a panic attack. Nice. At number 3, we have The Amazing World of Gumball.
Stop panicking, Gumball! Just calm down! Get up!
After doing the cliche slap out of it thing, Gumball tells Darwin that he's just making it worse. And then we have a sweet little moment where Darwin comforts Gumball.
Is that better? Much better. Now hold me and tell me everything's going to be okay.
And it's so cute! This show is always so creative and funny, so I'm happy to give them the number 3 spot on this list.
How about a little kiss?
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional!
At number 2, we fittingly have Inside Out 2. Anxiety is the main antagonist of this film, kicking out the original emotions and taking over Riley herself. However, she goes too far and totally destroys Riley's sense of self, filling her with self-doubt, which causes Riley to perform poorly at the hockey tryouts. And she accidentally hurts her friend Grace and gets sent to the penalty box. This causes Anxiety to freak out, frantically storming around the control console at lightning speed and giving Riley a panic attack. This one is beautifully portrayed, inside and out. Riley's animation is extremely realistic, showing all the signs of a panic attack, and Anxiety speeding around the control panel while simultaneously being frozen in place is a brilliant personification of what a panic attack can feel like. Eventually, Joy convinces Anxiety to let go, and all the emotions together embrace a new sense of self that includes all of the contradicting feelings and things we tell ourselves. This finally allows Riley to calm down and get back to playing hockey with her friends. This was a beautiful and very creative depiction of a panic attack, but it's not number 1.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. You all knew it had to be number one. It's amazing. What can I say that hasn't been said a million times? It's brilliant. Puss in Boots, this character that we've only seen as confident and fearless, is confronted with his own mortality personified, and that freaks him out. The way that the scene is filmed is amazing, with time slowing down, Puss's hairs rising, the narrow depth of field with everything out of focus except for Puss himself, the use of color going away, the blurry, frantic camera work around Puss versus the clear, steady camera work when we are outside of Puss's perspective. And of course, the very sweet way that Perito calms Puss down by simply laying his head on his chest. He even says early in the movie that he's a trained therapy dog. With all of that said, I can't not give the number one spot to the one that started it all, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Now can we please stop having a panic attack in every animated movie? And that's my ranking. I know there's probably a lot more examples of this in animation, so please, if I missed any, let me know in the comments below. Overall, I think it's a really good thing that animation can help raise awareness about mental health, and even teach helpful coping mechanisms to kids. If you made it this far into the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Goodbye!